Hey everybody, I'm Julie Perotti. I'm the Martha R. Robinson Curator here at the Dixon, and I am so excited to tell you about the 2023 Curator Circle acquisitions. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for your support. We could not have brought the incredible works of art that we have here without your support. So thank you so much. I am so excited about this year's dinner. But for those of you who can't come see these paintings on view in the residence, we thought we'd give you just a little sneak peek at this year's three wonderful options. So the first one I'm going to talk about is right behind me. It's Henri de la Vallee's Road Near the Manor in Brittany. De la Vallee is not a name you may know, but you will. He was pretty intimately involved in the development of pointillism, an aesthetic that we talk about here at the Dixon kind of a lot. I mean, we have paintings by Georges Seurat, by Paul Signac, by Henri Edmond Cross, but we don't really have a true example of pointillism. We have works by artists who worked in that style, but de la Vallee's painting of a town in Brittany really exemplifies the tiny dots of color in different colors that sort of converge in your eye and make one unified picture. Another cool thing about this one is that it was made in Pont-Aven. Pont-Aven is the town in Brittany that actually Henri de la Vallee discovered. And then after him, artists like Paul Gauguin and Paul Seruzier start going to this sort of remote village, and it becomes an artist colony. So if this painting were chosen, it would converse really well with our Paul Gauguin painting and works by other artists associated with the Pont-Aven school. As you can see, it's a beautiful painting. It's got a nice size, holds the wall really well, and we think it would be an excellent addition to the Dixon's collection. Our second option for Curator Circle this year is Theodore Robinson's A Trout Stream, Normandy from 1892. What a beautiful painting, what a great opportunity. So excited to be able to bring this painting to Memphis. Theodore Robinson is one of the leading American artists experimenting with Impressionism. In fact, he's the first American to really go out to Giverny, the adopted hometown of Claude Monet, and make a pilgrimage to the French master's town and actually get to know him and actually become friends with him. Monet and Robinson often worked together, or Robinson explored the same themes that Monet was exploring in his paintings. And we're seeing that here with A Trout Stream. Monet painted the River Epte, the tributary of the Seine that runs alongside Giverny. Monet painted that often, and so did Theodore Robinson. And Robinson made some of his most beautiful paintings in Giverny along the Epte. What we're looking at here is a young woman fishing in this little trout stream, as the title would tell you. We have these trees that grow up along the Epte that are really help us place this painting. One really great thing that Robinson did was he used photography almost like a sketching tool in his work. So he would pose his models, take photographs of them, and it would allow him to use that in composing his works of art, either back in his studio or later on when he's working on plein air. So a great opportunity with Theodore Robinson. He made this work in 1892. It's actually his last year he would spend in Giverny. He will go back to the United States just maybe a month or two after he makes this painting. And he will stay there for the rest of his life. That's actually not a long time. He dies in 1896. He's sort of sickly throughout his life and suffers from asthma, and dies just a few years after making this painting. So as you can tell, he was only 44 when he died. Works by him are pretty rare, and beautiful ones like this, really hard to come by. And among that small group of works of art, the ones that he made in Giverny are at the top of the list. So I think this would be a wonderful painting to talk about, Giverny, this really important focus of French Impressionism and this place where French Impressionism gets sort of translated, or the baton gets passed to this group of American artists going there, super excited about Monet's painting style, and ultimately these Americans are the ones that will take it back to the United States and sort of disseminate Impressionism over here in America. So in terms of opportunity, I think this one is just a really rare opportunity, a special work of art to be able to add to our collection. And again, I'm just so excited that we were able to bring it here for you all to consider. I'm so excited to show you all Alma Thomas's Still Life with Corn. Alma Thomas is a Southern artist, isn't that great? She was born and raised, spent her early teenage years in Columbus, Georgia. But being a young Black woman, her family recognized that their opportunities were limited in a segregated town like Columbus. They moved when Alma was about 15 or 16 years old to Washington, D.C., which, although it was still segregated, offered a lot more in terms of opportunities for a young woman like Alma who was interested in expressing herself creatively. So Alma went to Howard University, and she became actually that university's first female graduate with an art degree, and immediately began teaching at a junior high in Washington. And all the while, the whole time she was teaching, she maintained a very active and sort of diligent painting practice on her own. And her work became progressively, as the 20th century went on, became progressively more modern. And by the time we're in the 1950s, the time when she made Still Life with Corn, she's really experimenting with bold contours, bold colors, experimenting with arranging objects in space. So Still Life with Corn is a really exciting still life, I think, where we have all these elements. It really recalls works by artists like Pablo Picasso and Georges Braque, this experiment with space and form and volume, bold outlines here, bold blocks of color. So it does have this sort of European precedent. But look, she's included an ear of corn right here, and I think that makes this, definitely very American. Alma Thomas, in the next decade, after she retires from teaching in 1960, will become known for these really brilliant abstract paintings that take reduced color to blocks, little bitty blocks of color, all lined up together. But we see a little bit of that here, where she's moving toward that with these bold blocks of color here. So as you all know, the Dixon is working year after year to diversify our own collection here and to reflect more of our community in our permanent collection. Alma Thomas is one of the most important artists in the second half of the 20th century in the United States. So it would be an honor to represent her in our collection. Just a little bit of this painting's history. It's a one-owner painting, and that's a really exciting opportunity. The first owner and only owner of this is Max Robinson. So if that name sounds familiar, he was the first Black national news anchor for World News, ABC World News Tonight, and the painting has stayed with his family since he acquired it. So I think that's really exciting as well. Again, this would be just such a great thing to have in our collection. It would converse really well with other modernist still lifes in our collection, like our Still Life by Georges Braque and our Fernand Léger, which you all in the Curator Circle purchased in 2019. So lots to be excited about with this Still Life by Alma Thomas. In addition to the 3 wonderful options we have for you all to vote on for the Dixon's collection, each year we bring works of art here to the Dixon for you to buy for your collection. In this little series we sort of call Buy It Now. These 4 works of art this year are all great. They each tell a different story. We've got a range of artists represented this year, so you can't go wrong with any of them. Kevin and I have vetted each of these. Rest assured, we would love to have any of these in the Dixon's collection, so we know that they're great for your own collections. And we would love to see any or all of these stay right here in Memphis. So if you're interested in buying any of the 4 Buy It Now options this year, just give me a call. You can give Kevin a call. Either of us can help walk you through the process.